From the Broken Bones release, it's Blind by Dokken. That's for our new good friend, Brian, out in Boston.
The first time ever I liked the choice of that song, dude.
Oh, my God. Brian was a killer.
Yeah, I liked him, man.
Yeah, he's
good
funny.
For him. Right attitude.
Yeah, young guy, 23.
Yeah, well, good for him, man. Getting every ounce of it, man.
No shit.
Good for him. Just don't get behind the wheel, my friend.
Exactly. Well, he's coming up in an era when we got the self-driving cars now.
That's true. That's true.
So you never know. He might be able to own a car and just, tell it where it wants to go.
Just got to be scary, though, man. The whole not knowing what the fuck is going on and where you are. And, I don't like it when I get lost in a city and I can fucking see. I can't imagine being in a car and saying, yeah, take me to the restaurant and hoping to fuck I get there.
Right.
Hoping I get there instead of getting, into some fucking, I don't know, some sex slave thing or something.
Exactly.
That's got to be scary. But good for him, not being a pussy.
Exactly.
You fucks better learn something from Brian.
Exactly. So, Chrisophile?
Yeah, he seems to be a Chrisophile, that's for sure.
I'm a great guy, but you're a BFF.
I'm his BFF forever. Wow, that's 3 Fs.
Yeah.
What that's? Best fucking friend forever? BFF forever? Wow. All right, well, there you go. That's Brian.
So a new addition to the family, and since he likes to refer to himself as B-Mac, I was just thinking, well, here's Vin Diesel, Hefty C, and B-Mac at the mic.
There we go.
Since we haven't heard from our good friend Paul LePage in a while.
No, not in a long time now.
Yeah. Well, I see people in the chat room are bringing up some segments that we do here on the show. And apparently, even my nephew mentioned it to me that he loved the Trucker Tales segment from last week.
Yeah, I got Bob Nalbandian texted me that he was driving back and forth from L.A.
Yeah,
like to wherever he is now, and he said that he specifically pointed out the trucker thing.
Yeah,
I thought it was good too. I did like it.
That was totally off the cuff.
Exactly.
I mean, there was no thought in that. It just morphed into that. And, my nephew texts me. He goes, oh, my God, dude, I'm sitting here laughing my ass off listening to this Trucker Tales.
Right.
And I see people brought it up in the chat room, and Taxi Tales and Trucker Tales and Happy Time with Harry. And
yeah. Now, Bandian hit me today, and he goes, been listening to CMS episodes on my drive down to L.A. The trucking music episode was fucking hilarious. I remember a lot of those songs, but never heard CB Savage. That got me laughing my fucking ass off. Segment.
Yeah, well, that was the 70s, man. That was the one thing as a kid. I bought my first CB when I was 14.
Right.
And that was the big craze at that time. And I purchased, it was made by a company called Pace.
Okay.
And I had it hooked up in my bedroom, and I had an antenna, raised above the house.
Sure.
A CB antenna. And basically a lot of the guys that I went to school with all had CBs. So we would just talk on the CB. In the evening time.
Sure. That was your first cell phone.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, so I had a table with the CB set up on it, and I'd sit there and shoot the shit with everybody, and got to know people over the radio.
Of course.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
My dad had his CB that was in his truck, but then he had a CB that was in the car that was portable.
Yeah.
Like he could take it in and out of the car.
Right.
And then he also had, like you're saying, he had like I don't want to call it a rack CD.
Well, it was a base station is what they called it.
It sat on a table, and it had like just the front leg or something to angle it up a little bit.
Yeah. It's called a base station.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he was all into the CB. You know, he'd be after dinner sometimes. He'd be watching TV or some shit, and he'd hear break 1-9 for the wild turkey, and he'd fucking jump out of the. We had a chaise lounge, and he would jump out the chaise and go run into the kitchen. He'd be like, "It's wild turkey here, good buddy." And we're like, "Who are you talking to?" Well, that's Italian Stallion or whatever.
Yeah, right.
You know, whoever it was, just some fucking guy that he probably never met in his life, but, you know, happened to be rolling through town.
Right.
You know, too funny, man. Do you think trucking is still like that, or is people just calling their cell phone now?
You know, I'm sure they still use the CBs in the truck because, you know, not only is it a conversation thing, but it more or less, you know, warns you of hazards or cops or anything.
Yeah, you don't think they've gone to Facebook for that? Facebook?
Well, how do you use Facebook while you're driving?
Yeah, true, I guess. I mean, use Facebook chat or something, I guess. But
yeah, but how do you do that while you're driving?
Mm-hmm. Same way you do everything else. You just don't pay attention to the road.
Alan Kilcaller, you're on the air.
Yeah, what's up, Poon Hounds? It's Lou from the Lou.
Hey, what's going on, Lou from the Lou?
I tell you got a blind dude. You got that crippled knob slobber down there in Australia. This CMS is turning into a regular fucking Jerry's kid.
And we also have emphysema Aussie Ace.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, we could call these Neely kids, and we can have a telethon on the local access television.
Right. I could play the Jerry Lewis part.
Exactly. You can have special guests like Don Dokken and. All your other musical friends, and you can wheel out some of them bastards in the wheelchairs and, get people to pump their money in, and, it'd be a great time for everybody. Great exposure for the CMS.
Sure, absolutely. It just shows our charitable side.
Exactly.
We're a regular Make-A-Wish Foundation around these parts.
I'm just saying, I'm just pitching some ideas, you got to expand the show. Helping those in need.
Well, you're an idea man, Lou. An idea man.
Well, I don't know how many of them are great, but it's an idea.
Right.
But you boys kick it around.
Even though we have some fans with some physical afflictions, could we basically count you in as our local KKK member?
I'm not a local K. I mean. Listen, man, I got no problem with anybody that, if you come into society and you do your part and you fit in, you're not a rebel rouser, that's fine. But when you want to act like a nigger, then that's when I got problems. So,
thanks for clarifying, Lou.
Well, Lou, on to better things. Tell it, are you still banging that girl, or have you banged that girl, or is she even in the picture still?
Yeah, she's still in the picture, and things are going well.
Okay, so at what stage are you with this chick? Is this like a Friday night date? Is this a 5-day-a-week thing? Is this her saying, "Hey, Lou, you got a nice place you live in. Do you think what would look good in it? Me."
No, this is we spend our weekends together, and then Monday through Friday we're doing we do our own thing. We live an hour apart. We both got our own jobs. We both have our own lives, and then in the weekend. We hook up and do our thing.
Well, it's a weekend now, Lou. Where is she?
Mother's Day, and I took my mother's out tonight for Mother's Day dinner and all that kind of shit.
But made sure you got back in time to catch the CMS. Is that the deal?
Well, actually, I was out watching my Blues in the playoff game, and they're getting their ass kicked. So I'm like, well, fuck this. I'm going home listening to the CMS.
So, Lou, back to the girl. How's that dirty hole?
Gift that keeps on giving, boys. The power of the puss.
Is it a good piece of pussy? Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
Is it a good piece of pussy?
Well, I keep going back, so it's doing something right.
Condom or no condom, Lou?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Let's just say...
Be honest.
Both... Let's just say our plumbing has been taken care of. So, and she's only dated white folks. So, I'm okay there.
Dude, it's not only about getting her pregnant, dude.
No, she's clean. You know, every person she's dated had normal names like Mark, John. You know, no Jose's, no Akeens. You know,
thank God there's no white guys in the history of white guys that have ever had AIDS. Thank God.
Hey,
it's good to hear that she banged out the guys from Talking Metal first.
Yeah, I don't know. No, there's no problem. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, there's no problem. Well, let me ask you, Lou. How did you bring up that conversation about banging certain ethnic people?
I thought we discussed this once before.
No, you didn't tell us how it actually went down. We asked you how you would do it, but since you pretty convinced that she hasn't, banged anybody but white guys, how does that...
One thing, you know the town that she's from. We both live in, her town is 100% white. My town,
100%.
My town, except for a couple months ago, this pack of coons moved in. We were, we were 100% white. Now I guess you could say we're at 98% or whatever. Right now it's only just a family of four, but pretty soon their cousins and uncles and aunties and all that shit will start moving in. So, I better sell my place before the property values go down.
What's the name of her town? Paradise, Missouri?
It's right across the river there from Missouri. So, but there's been no issues like when I was at the damn hockey game a couple weeks ago. We're sitting there, and this gal was just everything. I mean, the type of gal that would have Chris put down his honey baked ham. Just big fucking luscious tits, gorgeous tits.
Now, was your chick was your chick with you when you were ogling this girl?
No. Let me finish the story, man. But great hips, big fucking gorgeous tits that make AOC look like a couple fried egg sandwiches. Okay, just perfect. Well, she comes walking. Every guy's noticing it, and then lo and behold, who is she at the game with? But some big old greasy banjo lip nigger, and it just, oh my God! You want to talk about the ruination of some pretty good white pussy? I mean, I don't get it. Every guy was just like, holy shit, look at this, and then we saw it and it was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you really, this little white girl, this perfect little white girl is messing around?
So you're saying that's total ruination?
Well, like Neely said, you get AIDS messing around with the black people. So,
So, Lou.
Probably got AIDS now.
So, Lou, 3 months from now, you're out and about, you're at your local bar. This chick, the same chick, comes walking in, and she's by herself, and she's just hanging out there, and she says, hey, I remember seeing you at the hockey game. And you go, yeah, I remember seeing you too. I'll never forget those big tits. And she got real friendly with you, and you had a chance to bang her. Would you turn it down?
Once you go black, you never go back.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, just prefer my own kind.
All right, well, I get it, Lou.
Have you ever had sex with a girl that had been with a black dude?
Not that I know of.
Not that he's aware of.
Yeah, what I don't know won't kill me.
Deal breaker, right? Right, Lou?
Yeah.
So what do we owe the pleasure of your call to tonight, Lou?
I'll just call it. I just want to thank you guys for your outreach you're doing for those special needs individuals out in the audience.
Is that what we do? We're doing an outreach?
It sounds like it. You give Tim somebody to talk to once a week. You got the blind guy, so like I said, you guys are really doing your part. A lot of love and kindness.
Right.
It is a love show.
Well, that's what we're known for, is our love and our kindness.
Exactly. Geez, kindness. I'll tell you what I ain't got love and kindness for. You guys think I don't like to don't like the darkies. Oh, I take a family of darkies over a family of Muslims. Bunch of cowheads. You see those little fuckers? You see those little fuckers over there in Philadelphia? Singing them jihad songs, talking about cutting off heads of infidels and shit like that in our own country, and we let this shit happen? Are you kidding me? I swear, I'm telling you, CMS, if you guys want another idea, CMS needs to have a voter registration drive where we go out and we register as many white people as possible. You just go out, register white people, because we can have the shit. I mean, what the fuck is happening with our country where we put a towel head in our Congress?
2 of them.
Senate, whatever.
Lou, contrary to popular belief, we are not the radio show of the Klan.
Well, I guess I'm the Daniel Carver now. Wake up, white people.
Well, Lou, it was kind of strange that you brought that up because that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh. Well, that's something to live up to. So I ain't hunting anyone up from a tree yet. So I don't have any horrible flammable crosses or anything like that. But whatever. Local racist. Gotta strive for something. So, but all right. Well, I'm flaming out here. Hell and kill. Fuck you, pal. And hand job.
There goes Lou from the Lou.
Well,
we got quite a collection of fans.
Learned a lot from that call. Jeez,
we did. I always enjoy Lou. I mean, he's very articulate. He's definitely opinionated. He's got his thoughts on things.
Yeah, I think he's just mad because he got banned from Cubs games.
Is that what? Well, we're going to talk about that later tonight. That's for sure.
Figured it's probably Lou.
But well, since he was talking about that, something did occur that you brought to my attention earlier this week. Mm-hmm. That kind of falls in line with this.
Okay.
You shared a comment from a quote-unquote a fan, or now a former fan.
Yes.
That was listed over at our iTunes page. Now, I never look at the iTunes page because I don't really use iTunes for anything.
Right. This was my first time over there in probably a year and a half.
Okay.
That's why I sent you like 6 or 7, because I hadn't looked. So whatever those are dated, those are from the last time I looked.
Okay. Well, this one was dated on April 9th of this year. So we're talking about a month ago.
Right.
And, I don't look at this stuff. I rarely look at anything where the show is related.
Sure.
And so I felt this was worthy of discussion.
Okay.
Because this fan or former fan was very, very direct about her indignation toward us, even though she herself admitted that she was addicted to listening to us.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But
crack habit.
But since Lou was so eloquent with his phone call, I felt this would just dovetail right into this.
All right.
Well, apparently over at iTunes, at our iTunes page, where you can leave your ratings and your comments, a listener by the name of Jaded Quartz, left a one-star comment for us, and specifically called me out.
Yeah, yes, she did.
So I'm going to read this, and as we go along, I want to kind of analyze or kind of decipher what she's saying here, because she said so much, but yet said so little.
Right.
All right. Her comment is, I once was a faithful listener and had a hard time stopping because you guys are very entertaining.
Thank you. Compliment
there. Mm-hmm. What helped me stop listening helped her.
Well, you helped her.
Yeah. So she was addicted. That's the only thing I can say. Addicted like a crack whore in the ghetto.
All right, now, that's not necessary.
It's not necessary. That's just my assessment.
All right. I mean, she came off articulate enough, even though she doesn't like us.
Well, she
came off like a crack whore in the ghetto.
Well, no, she came off with her addiction.
All right.
She said she was a faithful listener and had a hard time stopping.
Yeah. Okay.
So that to me sounds like an addiction.
All right. And anybody that has an addiction is a crack whore.
No, I said had an addiction like a crack whore in the ghetto.
Okay.
That's all I said.
All right.
What helped me stop listening was the constant ignorance that was spread on here by two uninformed and very... Now, here's the word that gets me, because I'm going to break this down, and you can break this down as well.
Okay. Sheltered
people that truly do not know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. That's us.
Well, Chris, you've traveled the world.
Yeah,
you were in the military. You spent time in Korea. You spent time in Germany. You spent time in all kinds of part of the world.
Yeah, I've been to 30 countries.
And sheltered. Now, granted, I've never traveled outside of the continental part of the
United States.
Well, not the United States, because I've been to Canada and Mexico.
North America.
Okay. I've driven on the road. I've traveled with rock bands. I've done a lot of things, not outside of the country per se. Right. But I've had a lot of exposure to various things that most people never do.
Mm-hmm.
Same way with you. You've traveled outside the country. You were in 30 countries. You've done a lot of things. And the term that we're very sheltered people.
Well, maybe we are now.
Well, I don't know that we're even sheltered.
No, I don't think so.
So that part there, I had to laugh because it was like, well, I don't know where the sheltered part comes into play, but okay.
You see, we're sheltered because we're sticking to an old idea.
Oh, well, I agree with what you're saying, but the thing is, and I kind of analyzed that word a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When she mentions the word sheltered.
Yeah.
I think what she is really trying to say is people like what you just said who stick to their principles.
Yeah. Sheltered.
Okay.
You're not seeing the bigger picture, Neely. That's what it is. You don't understand what's going on in the world today.
Yeah, I guess.
You're old fashioned. You're sheltered.
Right.
You're a shut in.
I guess. Well, the next line is a tell all here.
Okay.
I am talking about Neely in particular. I'm sheltered.
Me too. I'm with her.
I'm sheltered.
Hashtag me too.
Right. It is easy to hide your lack of compassion among other issues involving intimacy. Well, I will admit to Jaded Quartz that I do have a lack of compassion.
Yeah.
I'll admit that is not something that I hide. I do have a lack of compassion for people like Lou mentioned, that I don't have a problem with you, but when you act out and stuff, I don't feel sorry for you at all. None.
Right.
We get a guy like Brian call into the show tonight, a kid who's 23 years old, born blind. That guy lets nothing stand in his way. Nothing.
Right.
So,
and if she's talking, well, hold on. If she's talking about relationship lack of compassion, same story. And I'll say that I'm exactly the same way now. We're too old to try to mold who we are to somebody else.
True.
And that is definitely lacking of compassion towards somebody else's feelings.
Exactly.
In that regard, she's 150% right on both of us, even though she's blaming you.
Of course.
So, go ahead.
Let's see here. It is easy to hide your lack of compassion among other issues involving intimacy behind the mask of you're just a social justice warrior or special snowflake. But seriously, are people with compassion truly at fault, or is it you?
Truly at fault?
Yeah.
You're at fault if you sit there and whine instead of fixing your own shit.
Yeah.
Yes. To answer your question, if you're happy being a social justice warrior and you're rah-rahing for this and that, and you ain't actually doing something about it, yeah, you are responsible. 100%. You are the problem.
You cannot deny the responsibility that you hold when you have a podcast.
The responsibility.
Well, what is that responsibility? What am I responsible for?
How about you can't hold us accountable for your lack of responsibility for fucking keeping turning us on.
Right.
If you don't like what we're saying, turn it fucking off.
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
We have no responsibility to say what you want to hear. We have no responsibility to do that. We only have the responsibility to saying what we want to say.
Right.
And that could be truthful, that could be lies, that could be whatever it is. Our only responsibility is to ourselves. Not to you as a listener, not to you as a fan, not to you as somebody that couldn't turn it off. It's your responsibility to say, what these guys are saying is too far against my ideology. Boop, turned it off.
Exactly.
It's your fucking problem.
Exactly. So anyway, let's see here. Trying to find out where I left here. So anyway, we apparently have a responsibility, according to her, when we have a podcast.
Yeah.
You are responsible for the lies that you spew on here, and that's just not what, spew on here, and that's just what they are, lies.
Okay.
So again, I don't know what she's making reference to.
I don't either, but we're not.
What lies? I mean, we're not a news company. We're not reporting news. We're giving an opinion.
Let's say that everything we said was lies. Let's just, for sake of argument, let's just say that. Why is that any different than a movie? Why is there any more responsibility to us? If everything we're doing is just made up horse shit and it's all lies and nothing we say is true, not a word of it is true, why are we any more responsible than the person that makes Avatar, or the person that makes Star Wars, or the person that makes The Godfather? We don't have any responsibility to be truthful or lying. We don't have any responsibility at all for that. None. It's up to you to decipher if you think it's true or it's not. And if you don't think it's true, do just what you're saying you're doing. Leave.
Yeah. Well,
don't put it on.
Well, the thing that kind of piques my interest here in that comment, it's like, what are the lies? Lying about what?
Well, it's interesting that it's lies when 90% of what we're doing is reading fucking news stories.
Well, again, but she doesn't even specifically mention news stories. She just says what you say is lies.
Yeah. Whatever. I mean, her point is dumb.
I agree with that. Guys, it's okay to admit that you do not know what it is you're talking about. There is no harm admitting fault, and changing comes through things about yourself. The world could benefit greatly from people who do self-evaluation and introspection.
Yeah, okay. I don't have 2 books, Call Me Chris and fucking Little Victories, that are nothing but self-evaluation and introspection, right?
Correct.
I didn't write 2 books. 2! 788 pages of fucking books. that are nothing but me analyzing myself, me saying the fucked up things that I did, me apologizing to people for the things that I did, and growing from it. Is that far off from what either of those two books are?
Not really, no.
So where is the lack of self-evaluation? I fucking wrote books about it, bitch.
Right.
What did you do? You wrote a comment on iTunes. Fucking evaluate that, cunt.
Maybe it's not the snowflakes that are at fault. At fault. I don't know what, at fault for what?
The decline of the country?
I don't know. Maybe it's you.
Maybe in your opinion it's us, and in our opinion it's you. Maybe our opinion is different from fact. Maybe your opinion is different from fact. Maybe we're all allowed to have opinions, and because ours don't meet yours doesn't make them wrong, you dumb bitch. And yeah, I'm purposely calling names to make me look stupider. So post that in your next comment, you fucking whore. Go ahead. That's the typical thing. Well, you used bad language and called a name. I'm calling a name. You're stupid.
Throwing fuel on the fire of our political climate does not make you look strong or funny. Throwing fuel on the political climate?
Well, that part would be you.
Well, of course. But I don't know what it is, what I'm feeling here.
Because you're riding the Trump train.
So?
Apparently. You're not allowed to do that.
Oh, I gotcha. It makes you look weak and emotionally immature.
Yeah, Neely.
Like little toddlers speaking to an audience that is just as lost and immature. So basically, you CMS fans who tune in, you're lost and immature because you listen to the show.
And she called me a toddler, so I better rethink my life now. Because some fucking stranger that I'll never know and don't want to know thinks I'm a toddler.
Right. So here is the line. This is the tell. This is what encapsulates this all.
Okay.
As a black woman,
mm-hmm.
you most certainly lost me as a listener. We do exist in this community. We do love metal. No, I'm not too sensitive. You are at fault disrespecting me and people that look like me constantly.
Are we?
Are we?
You know what? I wonder if this isn't about the black women have AIDS thing, because that's a you thing, and the lies, quote unquote lies, would be the data that you read.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't make that data up.
I'm guessing.
Well, again, I don't know the answer.
That seems like that fits the whole mold of all of this.
Okay. Both of you behave like little boys that cannot stand to be held responsible for what you say. And
You're right.
And it's always someone else's fault.
How about this? Not only can we not stand up to it, we don't need to. We have no responsibility to anything that we say. We do a fucking dumb dick joke show. That's what we do. We are not news people. We are not Fox News. We are not fucking CNN. And if you want to hold people accountable, why don't you start with the people that are actually claiming to give news and hold them accountable instead of people that are clearly saying this is nothing but our opinions and we're two fucking dumbbells.
Right. It is truly my fault for not wanting to listen to your negativity when it is directed at me. Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were directing this at you because you are the only listener in our audience.
He said, Jaded Quartz, you have AIDS, and that's why Neely won't fuck black women.
Right.
That's what we said.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Would you let someone punch you in the face repeatedly and be coming back for it to be hit again?
No, I would turn it off and move away.
Exactly.
That's what we would do. If we didn't like what people were doing, we'd get the fuck away from them. So get the fuck away.
Yeah. Am I too sensitive, or are you just emotionally immature, lacking compassion, and completely disconnected from your feelings?
You're too sensitive.
Yeah.
Because you're the one that's putting yourself through it purposely.
Right. You are.
You are acting, you want the truth, you're acting like a typical fucking girlfriend. You are absolutely acting like, well, I like you now, so now I'm going to change you.
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and I don't have to be in contact or connected to my feelings about anything.
Yeah.
If I want to be a stoic drone, that's my prerogative. Yeah. I don't owe you my feelings and compassion. Nobody.
And why do you think that we owe you to change to what you feel? Why do you think that we would ever need to do that? We don't need to do that. It's not our responsibility. It's not our fucking problem. If you don't like what we do, don't fucking listen. Tell your friends not to listen. We don't give a shit. I've said it 1,000,000 times on this show. If there was one fucking listener and that was you, I'd be happy doing the fucking show. Just me and you. It's literally the same as me and you just doing having a phone call.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's not some fucking news story. It's not like, newsflash, Neely. Someone has a Confederate flag out in fucking Wyoming. Let's report on this, Neely. Let's get their address and send someone out to cover it. Shut up. Dope.
It takes a strong man to admit when he's wrong, guys. What are we wrong about?
We're not wrong about anything.
It's an opinion.
Yeah.
I wish you well in life. I just cannot have you in my life. Blessings, love, and light.
Good. Don't have us in your life. We don't want to be in your life. Don't want you in my life. Move the fuck on.
So here's my what do you want to call it? Inflated take on this.
Now allow me to retort.
Well, allow me to retort. Exactly. Let me see if I have that. I know I have that somewhere. Right. Allow me to retort. I know I have that.
No, it wasn't Kim from Chicago.
No, Kim from Chicago is cool. But anyway, getting back to that, here's one of those inflated. What do you want to call it? Self? What's the word I'm looking for? Where you're full of yourself.
What? I don't know. You always do this to me, and I don't think that fast on my feet. I don't know. Egotistical?
Yeah, there you go. That's the word I'm looking. Egotistical phrase.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, getting back to so here you are. What I take away from this, if I wanted to be egotistical, this chick had the hots for me, and she found out I don't bang black chicks, and now she's pissed off about it. How's that?
You think that's what this
No,
is?
I don't think that's what it is, but I'm just being silly in the spirit of the show.
Right. It's funny.
But that's my take on that.
Right.
Well, allow me to retort.
So there you are.
There it is.
But no, I think it's ridiculous that anyone would look to us and go, you have a responsibility as a broadcaster to to your fans to look out for their thoughts and their feelings.
Right. Yeah. This show from 2004 on, or 5?
5.
Has been a comedy show. That's what it is. We play some music. We love the music. We know the musicians. We probably, as radio shows go, we're probably in that same vein as the Howard Sterns or Opie and Anthony's or whatever, except with a bit more focus on the music.
Yeah. Music plays a part of the show.
It's a heavier part than the average comedy type of a show. But in the end, we're a comedy show. That's what we're doing. We're not doing a newscast. We're adding our own spin, which some people find funny, some people find not, some people agree with, some people don't. But in the end, that's every radio show that's out there. That's Rush Limbaugh. That's I don't know who's a liberal show.
Tom Likas.
That's a Tom Likas. Whoever. Pick your poison. We're doing the same shit, except we add a little bit of funny. Sometimes, at least we think we're funny. And a bit heavier emphasis on music. And that's all we're doing.
We more or less point out the absurdity.
Correct.
Of most of the bullshit that goes on out there, how absurd it is.
That's right.
And we got more coming your way.
That's right.
but when you pass that little comment thing on to me, I first of all, I got a good laugh out of it.
I'm sure.
I really got a good laugh. And then I started reading it and I go, wait a minute, when are we responsible for any of our fans?
Never.
Never.
Never. I mean, occasionally we try to tell people not to do stupid shit.
Yeah, if they're looking for actual real advice and, they're kind of maybe a little on the down and out side and whatnot. Yeah. We're not totally heartless.
Yeah. We do a lot of that off the air. Honestly, we get a lot of emails from people. Chad in the chat room. Chris's ex-wife made the comment. She didn't like you, Neely. Maybe.
Yeah, that is true.
There could be some truth to that.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I've been disliked by better people.
Yeah, there you go.
But, so that was interesting that this person was moved to the point of having to write a whole paragraph about why she was leaving the show. So would this be considered the Candace Owen Blexit movement?
Yeah. I guess it would be. I always like when people have to, and it's funny because I see it a lot on Facebook. People go on Facebook and they say, this is going to be my last post. I am leaving Facebook now. I am leaving you all behind. Facebook has become a blah, 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 blah. And it's like, why are you making a fucking comment? Just leave. Just fucking go. No one cares. Your opinion doesn't matter. If she hadn't made this comment, guess what? Wouldn't have mattered a bit. Now we get to kill a half hour just fucking goofing on this fucking dumb comment.
Yeah.
She made the show better.
Yeah, she just provided us with material.
Yeah, she made the show better on her way out the door. I guarantee she ain't out the door. Guarantee she's still listening.
Of course.
Which there'll be a comment sooner or later, or an email or something. You guys didn't understand the points because you're stupid.
Yeah, because you're so caught up in your own pathetic world and your own cesspool of an existence, you can't see outside of what I was trying to say.
Yeah, man.
Because you're too caught up in your own white supremacist and your toxic male masculinity that you can't see what other people are trying to say.
Yeah. Well, bye. That's my my real response. Bye.
Right.
Isn't there another comment in there that says that we killed Rock or something?
Well, yeah, it says no wonder Rock is dead. Something to that effect.
Too funny.
Yeah, because we're the guys who ruin metal.
That's right. We did it.
That's right. You're listening to the two guys who single-handedly ruined the brotherhood of metal.
Yeah, that's why we keep getting asked to do more and more shows outside of our own show.
Right.
That's why Corey's asking me to do a music show, and that's why I'm hosting Skull Sessions this week, and that's why I hosted Ron Keel's show last week, because I'm killing the rock and metal. Shut up.
You guys are ruining the brotherhood of metal.
Yeah, pal.
I always love it. It's because of us. You and I. We're such a powerhouse. We're such a force out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're just ruining it for everyone.
We really are. We need to stop. We need to have a more sensitive show.
Please.
That's what's missing.
Well, since you mentioned other comments, there were some good ones out there. You know, obviously, Uber fans. Mm-hmm. If I could only listen to one podcast, this would be it. Great personalities, fantastic music, and the best fans make this something I look forward to on a weekly basis.
Wow.
If you aren't a snowflake and gets easily offended, tune into this now.
Signed, Wendell N. in Chicago.
These guys are part of my week. Just download it and see for yourself. Love the show. Makes me laugh. Now, who doesn't want that?
Sincerely, Lou from the Lou.
The Classic Metal Show is, in the history, the greatest show in the world right now.
Wow.
These guys really are shock jocks. Neely and Chris always put on a great show, and it's never hit and miss. Like most podcasts, you never know what's going to happen next in the chat room. And then, of course, the bad comment. This is the worst. No wonder Rock is dead.
So we had, 4 good and 2 bad?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Mine 2 to 4.
Love the metal, but even better is the political talk. Agree 100%, guys.
Wow. Who's that, Sal?
So you got the lovers, got the haters.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's okay with me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know those comments existed until you brought me into it. So
believe me, if I could push those to go to Dissenter, I would too.
Right.
Just turned off all the YouTube shit. I'm sick of the fucking comments,
yeah.
Good or bad. You want to comment, go to Dissenter and do it.
Yeah. So
especially now that they're holding us accountable. I wonder if iTunes would hold us accountable.
No,
since we don't control that. Probably not, right?
I would hope not.
Yeah, because we can't control those. You know, we can't take down anything if it's bad, or I guess we could report it, but shit, I don't even use iTunes. Truth be told, you know why I saw those comments this week? Because I pushed something that was auto set to open iTunes, and it came up. And I was like, let me see if we got any comments on the show since the last time I looked at iTunes, which was 2017. And I saw those comments and just sent them your way.
Well, again, I wasn't aware, but since that one was so poignant,
yeah,
and so long, and so disappointing.
Disappointed.
I had to bring it to the show.
Of course.
Too funny.
Too good.
I'm just amazed at how people would even tune into the show and go, you guys need to take more responsibility for how your fans perceive you.
Yeah. We'll get right on that.
Yeah. You need to be more in touch with your feelings and have a little more compassion, and you need to, it's always everybody telling us what we need to do.
We need to do. Meanwhile, we're the ones with 40,000 listeners a week, not you. Shut up. We figured it out 40,000 times better than you do.
Right.
So shut your fucking hole.
And again, everything is voluntary. You listen because you wanted to.
Yeah. The minute we start taking responsibility is the minute we start getting paid.
Right. And the other thing is, the final thought that I had here on that whole thing is, what is it that she liked about the show and was so addicted to listening, and what was the sacred cow that we stepped on that turned her away?
I'm telling you, I would bet anything that it is the AIDS thing.
Really?
Black woman, you're punching her in the face. We do continually reference that joke here and there. The the black girls have AIDS.
Well,
thing.
but the thing is all the statistics out there say that 50%.
Oh, those are your statistics.
No, they're not my statistic.
You're making things up, liar.
Those come from the CDC, my friend. Not me.
Non-intimate liar.
Not me. I don't make that shit up.
Spreading lies.
I guess.
Oh, well.
The only thing is prove it differently.
Good luck, Jaded Quartz. Go enjoy Eddie Trunk.
Right.
That's my thing for everybody. Go enjoy Eddie Trunk. He does nice, safe radio.
He does.
He does very safe. I mean, he might swear a little bit. He swears a lot more than he used to.
He does, a little more. He's letting it loose.
Yeah. But in the end, go enjoy his show. It's very safe. I can promise you he'll never touch a racial topic, ever.
Never.
You will never have to worry about that. You can listen to his show and don't even have to keep your finger on the remote to quickly pause if something you don't like is heard. You could listen from start to finish, his whole 90-minute podcast every single Thursday.
Perfect.
Go do that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a short break here.
All right.
We'll play some tunes here. Is there something you would like to hear?
I would like to hear, how about, in honor of Mother's Day, if we do some Iron Maiden, Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter.
Perfect.
That sounds pleasant.
All right, I'm going to play that, but first I'm going to play this one. I'm going to dedicate this to our former fan.
Okay.
Some GNR from
All
the
right.
Use Your Illusion 1 release.
All right.
This is called Back Off, Bitch, exclusively here
On your classic metal show.